Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
How are you guys doing? So, um, my name is Joseph OG, and I'm going to keep you company this semester. As you know, this course is called Business Statistics. I decided for us to have it remotely because I could not make it to the campus. The whole of this week, I couldn't make it to the campus. So I decided to have my classes remotely this week. Otherwise, it is not a remote class. It's a class we see face to face in a campus. I'll begin by showing you the course share. Please, if you have a question, you can ask me. The chat room, I don't go to the chat room when I'm teaching. I mean, the student can communicate with each other in the chat room. But you want to come for me, if you want to have a question, just ask me now that I'm here with you. Okay. So now this is the course share where your class is located. So yeah, I made a series of announcements. We'll come to that in a minute. So let me go back, take you to the syllabus. Now this is where you will download the syllabus. You can see the left navigation menu. You can see where you have the tab link to the syllabus. We click on it, and then you can see the syllabus here and download it. It is very important that you download the syllabus and read it thoroughly. Because when there's a confusion about the assignments, especially the weight of each assignment, the syllabus and other information about the course, this syllabus is like the ruling document. This is my email. My office hours are virtually and it are by appointment only. So if I'm available, then we can make an appointment. Some weeks I'm available, some weeks I may not be available. Then we can put the appointment in the week that I'll be available. Now, this is the book for the textbook for the. Let me make this thing a little bit bigger. I think it's smaller. Yeah, that's better. So you can see the information on the syllabus, which is it shows the textbook for this class. Business Statistics by Robert Donnelly. And then if you are participating in the first day textbook adoption option, that means you already have a book. I'm going to show you how you can get it. So in any case, I want you to read this first page. It explains how you can get access to the book and also the online and the location of your homework and tests. Let me explain more by going to the college, the university's your website where the course is located. Now, if you look at the screen on the left navigation menu, you will see we have course material here. Like, click on it. Then it will bring you to this page. This is where the book is. And this is your class right here. Now you can see where it shows reveal access code. I don't know how it will show on your end, but that's what you're gonna do. Click on that reveal access code, get your access code. And it will not, access code will not show on my end because I'm not a student. So it will not show on my end, but it will show on your end. Copy the access code. Then you click on under it, you can see where we have my lab and mastering. Click on it. Then go into and then click and then put the access code. With that, you will have access to the my lab and mastering platform. This is where you will be doing your homework and test. Homework and test only, and then final exam only that you see here. So you can now register. Now, if you have, you'll be able to do this. Getting the access code if you are in the first day program. If you opted out from the program, that means you have to go and buy the book and then register. Okay. I explained all this in my first announcement, which is the welcome announcement. I think I did explain it in the first announcement. Yeah, I have it here. Welcome announcement. So it's right here. The process. It is also in your syllabus. Okay, I also explained it here. If you're having issue with that, call the books, Barnes and Noble bookstore. This is their number right here. Or I prefer to say go to there because their building is just opposite the School of Business. Just walk in and then they'll help you with that. Now, so okay, let's see. Now, next thing is the 1 minute, let me make sure you're seeing this. Okay, so next thing I want to, you can read all these sections. They are actually self-explanatory. Just read them up. Let me go to where students are more interested in, which is the grades and assignment. These are the assignments that we do for this course. Classwork. This is a work. Classwork is not the same as homework. I want you to take note of that. Classwork is a question I'll give you in the classroom after each class session. Once a week. So you can solve it by yourself in the class there, or you can solve it with your fellow students. Two or three of you can work in a group of which you have the same grade. Now, most time, because of time constraint, we may not do the classwork in the classroom. So I might give you the question and you solve it at home and then upload it for me in the place that is provided for it. So it carries 20% of your grade. Next one is attendance and participation have 5% of your grades. Tests or exams have 25% of your grades. Homework, which will be done in my lab and mastering, has 15% of your grades. Then tests will also be done in the my lab and mastering, has 25% of your grades. And project has 15% of your grades. Final exam is 20% of your grades. So I don't give quizzes, I just give tests, homework, classwork, exam, final exam, and project. So the rest of this syllabus, I encourage you to read them. Any question to what I have said so far about the syllabus? Okay, good, excellent. So let me close it then. Now I will take you back to the course shell. Now, every week I make an announcement like here. This is the week 1. You can see week 1 activities and assignments. You click on it. I encourage you to read those assignments. Those announcements. But it shows you the direction for the week. And plus it contains the assignment that are due that week. Like now we have a week 1 assignment is classwork 1. I will do example in the class today, and then you can use it to solve the you can use it to solve your own question. Your own question have to be classwork will be on medication and it's due on 24th, which is tomorrow. It's just a minor, a small question to get you started. And I will do, like I said, I will do an example today. Now, next is to gain access to my Alabama Mastery. There's no homework online this week. Because I want you to get in and get the access code and then get into my Alabama Mastery. Now, you can have access to each week by clicking on the model. If you click on the models, it will take you to this model 1. This is the first classwork. If you click on it, it will open up with the direction for the classwork. This is the first homework, but it is not due this week. So you don't worry about this homework, just the classwork you're gonna. And this is the lecture for the week, the PowerPoint. I have it here for you. You can download it. Because this week is about introduction. So there isn't much calculation. In fact, there's no calculation except for the classwork. Okay. Now, another thing I want to say is we'll be using Remind. And I created a message for that. Remind is the fastest way to reach me. It might take me 2 days to check my email sometimes because I'm not usually busy. But Remind come to my phone. Not only that, when I send a message, it comes to you as a text message. So Remind is the fastest way to reach me. So how do you get it? Text this message to this number here, and then follow the prompt after that. Or if this number doesn't work to you, tell the same message to this number, and then follow the prompt to register in Remind, so that you can receive my updates and messages as a text you have to your phone. Now, I think I've said enough. If I remember something else, I will let you know. Now, let's begin. Like I said at the beginning, this course is about business statistics. So what is statistics anyway? What is statistics? Now, the simplest way to describe statistics is that it is a branch of math that deals with the collection, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. So even if the data are not numerical, you have to find a way to make it numerical before you can analyze and interpret it. For example, let's say the gender, male, female. So you can use to make it numerical. You can say 1 for male and 2 for female. Then you can be able to analyze. Anyway, that's what you do. You collect data, analyze it, and interpret it. And what is data? Data simply means observation, things like measurements, gas prices, per capita income, number of gas stations in Baltimore, and so on and so forth. So gender, survey responses, all these are data. Okay. We use statistics for a lot of things. For example, we can use statistics to collect, analyze. We can use statistical method to collect, analyze the result of surveys, such as census data. And we can use it as a tool for scientific research. Now, statistics also help us to understand and evaluate numerical facts. Things like the result of a political poll or consumer polls. Now, all those claims that manufacturers or companies make about their product or service, we can use statistical method to understand and evaluate them. The result of scientific research data published in newspapers, magazines, and journals, we use statistical method to analyze them and to understand and evaluate them. We can also use statistics as in an area that is called operation research. That is a broad area, so we're not gonna, go there for now. But understand that we use it for operational research. In operational research, we try to optimize the operation of a purposeful system, like a business. Quality control, estimation, and prediction. We use statistics for all that. Then we also use statistics as a tool for economic planning, but governments use them that way. Since data that are collected by the US Census, for example, we can use those data to determine the number of seats each state has in the US House of Representatives, for example. Or we can use them to distribute billions of dollars, federal dollars to local communities. So at this point, we are ready to look at some of the basic concepts in statistics. We begin with this first list, which is called, we have data, population, sample, parameter, and statistic. So data consists of, I think I have explained it already before, but let me say it again. When we say data, we are referring to information that comes from observations, counts, measurements, and responses. Example, people who, it can come in different ways. It can come in different ways. Like people who eat 3 daily servings of whole grains have been shown to reduce their risk of stroke by 37%. And you can see the source there from the Whole Grain Council. So this is a published information on their maybe their website or something like that, but it's data. How about this? 70% of 1,500 US spinal cord injuries to minors result from vehicle accidents, and 68% we are not wearing seat belts. So this is another published material that tells this information. Now, then we are other types. It can come in the other forms. Data can come in other forms. For example, businesses like to analyze consumer behavior so that they can boost sales. So they can even look at available published monthly sales figures, or they can publish their own, or they can look at their own website traffic, product prices. So gas prices, accident records, medical records, all these are data. Customer satisfaction surveys, product reviews, and brand. In fact, we have so much data these days that what we are suffering from is what I call data deluge. Okay? Anyway, now next is population. Population simply means all outcomes, all responses, all measurements, all counts of interest. Now, like example, census. In that case, we count all the members, all the citizens of a country, all the residents of a country. Put it that way. Now, population can be living things, or it can be non-living things. For example, the total number of cars that are produced by General Motors in 2024 is the population of cars produced by General Motors in that year. See? Now, so it can be living thing, it can be non-living things too. When we say statistics when we say population in statistics, we are more broad. Okay. Now, sample is just a part of the population. We don't have the resources or time to do census every time we need to get information from a population. So what we do, we collect a small sample. So long as we collect it in an unbiased fashion, then we can study the sample and then use the result to make a conclusion or factual statement about the target population. So we call it a sample. So now look at the example here. All the gas stations in Baltimore City is the population of gas stations in Baltimore City. But if you choose only the gas stations in a peak town, which is a part of Baltimore City, then you're talking about sample. Another example, all the nurses at Mercy Hospital is a population of nurses at Mercy Hospital. Then, but if you're looking only at the nurses at the intensive care unit only, intensive care unit of Mercy Hospital, then you're talking about sample. Yeah. Now, let me give you this example. It says here, in a recent survey, 1,500 adults in the United States were asked if they thought there was solid evidence for global warming. 855 of the adults said yes. So identify the population of the sample and describe the data set. So let's look at this. In a recent survey of 1,500 adults, 1,500 adults, okay, sample of it. So it told you it told you the information that you need, but they want you to find the population and the sample. So you can see that the population here becomes the population becomes the all the adults in US. Now the sample becomes the responses of the 1,500 adults who were interviewed in the survey. So because sample is a subset of the population. Now data sets. Now it says here that 855 of the adults said yes. So the balance of means 1,500 minus 855 will give you the number that said no, which is 645. So the data set is 855 says yes and 645 says no. Any question on this? So no question. Good. Great. And let's look at the other concept. The first one is a parameter. The second one is a statistic. A parameter simply means a number that describes the population characteristics. So if you're thinking about the average age of all the people in America, average age of all the people in America, you're talking about population. I mean, you're talking about parameter. If you're talking about the average price of gas in America, average gas price is a population. Sorry, is a parameter. Now, statistic is this number that describes the sample. So if you are talking about the average age of all adults in America, you're talking about a parameter. But if you are talking about the average age of people from a sample of 3 states, they are talking about statistic. Now, if you're talking about the gas prices, average gas prices in America, you're talking about statistic. But if you said average gas prices in Baltimore City, you're talking about a sample, because Baltimore City is a city in America, which is a sample. Okay. Now look at this challenge question. It says, decide whether the numerical value describe a population parameter or a sample statistic. It says a recent survey of a sample of college career centers reported that the average starting salary for petroleum engineering majors is 83,121. So this is a sample, is a statistic, because the average of 83,121 is based on a subset of the population. Now, how about this one? Say decide whether the numerical value describe a population parameter or a sample statistic. It says the 2,182 students who accepted admission offers to Northwestern University in 2009 had an average SAT score of 1,442. Now, this is all the students who accepted admission for that year in that university. So it's a population. It's a parameter. It describes a population. So it's a parameter. The next one is this one here. Okay. Oh, I think 2 examples is good enough. The 2 branches of statistics: descriptive and inferential statistics. In descriptive statistics, we are interested in organizing, summarizing, and displaying data using tables, charts, But in inferential statistics, we are interested in using the sample data or making a conclusion based on the data that are summarized using tables or charts. So we are interested in using the sample data to draw conclusion about the population. For example, look at this challenge question. It says, decide which part of the study represents the descriptive branch of statistics. What conclusion might be drawn from the study using the inferential statistics. You can see the chart here. Unmarried men still alive after 65. After 65 years, unmarried men 70%, married men 90%. It says that a large sample of men aged 48 years were studied for 18 years. For the unmarried men, approximately 70% were alive at the age of 65. For married men, 90% were alive at the age of 65. So this is descriptive statistics because it just describes, summarize the data using this sentence here and using this chart. Now, what conclusion or inference can we make from this? Well, you can see that married men, unmarried men, those are still alive. Those unmarried men that are alive after 65 years, there are 70% of them are alive after 65 years. The married men, 90% of them were alive after 65 years. So you can see that we have a larger number of married men who are alive when compared to unmarried men. So what conclusion can we say here? At least, it showed that, this is I didn't collect the data myself. This is what was collected by somebody else. But it showed that there's a possibility that married men or that being married is associated with a longer life for men. I don't know. I didn't collect it, so I won't say anything. It's just like the political polls when they were doing election, Trump and Kamala Harris and all those people are collecting polls. I don't believe in those polls. I tell my students that time, like my last class, because I don't know how they were collected. Some of these TV stations, media houses, they are using what they call convenience sample. They were collecting question from their subscribers, which may not represent the entire population, the population of US, since they are not randomized properly. At the end of the day, Paul was saying that Kamala Harris will, win, but Trump won. So which proved that I was saying the right thing when I was telling my class last semester that I don't trust those polls. Yeah. Although I'm a Republican though. So but as a statistician, I make decisions based on facts, not on politics or political party affiliation. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to this. Now, types of data. In statistics, we collect data, we analyze data, we interpret data. Let's look at classification of data. We have two major types: qualitative data and quantitative data. Qualitative data consists mainly of attributes, labels, non-numerical entries. Like measure. A measure can be business or finance. See, it's not a number. Place of birth, United States, another, eye color. These are qualitative. They consist of names. Qualitative data. Now, quantitative data are more of numbers, have to do with numbers. They represent numerical measurements or count, like age. Age is a number, weight is a number, temperature is a number. So now we can, let's look at this challenging question. It says, the suggested retail prices of several vehicles are shown in the table. Which data are qualitative data and which are quantitative? Look at this model. You can see here, let me make it a little bit bigger. You can see that this one is qualitative. There are names. This one is qualitative. There are numbers. Okay? Yeah. So now we can also, data, we can also call them variables as well. Well, a variable is any characteristic that is being measured or observed, which is a definition we can apply to data as well. So we have quantitative variable and quantitative variable. So data can also be classified as variables. Now, quantitative variables consist of numerical numbers, measurement of counts, like age, height, weight, and qualitative variable or qualitative data, which can also be called categorical variables. They consist of names, attributes, labels, or non-numerical entries, things like gender, religious preference, geographical location, and so on and so forth. Now, the quantitative variable, we classify them into two as well: discrete variable or discrete data, and the continuous variable or continuous data. Now, the discrete variable, we say that they are discrete because they can be counted, like 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, number of children in the family, it can be 2 children, 3 children, so you can count them. Number of students in a number of calls you received in your cell phone, or number of text messages you receive, you can count them. So we call them discrete. Number of gas stations in Baltimore City or Baltimore County, you can count them. So you call them discrete variable or discrete data. Now, continuous variable or continuous data, we cannot count them. You can only measure them. Things like blood sugar level, temperature, height, weight. So we call them continuous data. You are going to see all these things that I'm showing you in your first homework. So I want you to put your ears to the ground. Okay? Now look at the nominal level of measurement. We can also classify the data in this form. We can classify data as levels of measurement. Now, nominal level of measurement, or what we call nominal data. This case, data that is here are more qualitative data. And they are categorized using names, labels, and qualities. So, and you cannot do mathematical computation with them. So they just things like gender, male, female, political affiliation, or place of origin. All these things are called nominal data because they are names or labels. Now, but the ordinal data or ordinal level of measurement can be quantitative or qualitative, but the bottom line that they can be ranked. They can be ranked. Nominal data cannot be ranked. That's the difference. So let me give you more example. You can see here for nominal data, you can see political affiliation, Democrat, Republican, Independent, or marital like marital status, married, single. So this cannot be ranked. But ordinary data can be ranked. Good example, your grades. A, you can have a grade of A or B or C, so it can be ranked. And it can be numerical or non-numerical. For example, you can use 1 to represent, if you're talking about somebody's educational level, you can use 1 to represent somebody who has high school diploma only, or 2 for somebody who has associate degree, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, let's look at look at this example here. It says 2 data sets are shown. Which data set consists of data in the nominal level and which consists of data in the ordinal level? You look at this one, top 5 TV programs, if they are ranked. So this is the ordinal data. This one is network affiliate programs in Pittsburgh. Well, it lists the call centers of each network. So the call centers cannot be ranked, but this one can be ranked. The top 5 TV programs. So this one is ordinal and this one is nominal. Okay. Another category is what we call interval data. Interval data can also be ordered, but interval data has no zero. I mean, no absolute zero. So that means you have no true zero. For example, if you look at the temperature can go from 0 to 100 or from 0 to -100. 0 degrees doesn't mean that there's no heat. There's still heat, but just that it is 0 degrees. So it doesn't have an absolute zero. Another example, IQ, intelligence quotient. Somebody that have an IQ of 0 doesn't mean that that person doesn't know anything. You know, at least that person knows how to eat. If you give it food, if you give the person food, they will eat. So another one is time. Time doesn't stop. It doesn't have even we have a 12 a.m., which is the beginning of time, which is we can be considered to be the 0 point of it. It's still time. There is time before that and the time after that. So it is continuous, no absolute zero.
Can we go back to slide 29, please.
Which of them, ma'am?
29, just for a second.
This one here?
29.
29? Oh, this one here?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm just reading it.
Oh, I have a copy of it. I have it for you already I have it for you in,
Canvas?
in the models.
Okay, thank you.
So you can just go there after the class, you can do there and download it and read. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now ratio data is the one that you are familiar with. Now let me tell you this. Look at this one. Let's start with the first one here. But you cannot add this. Democrat plus Republican, you cannot add them. You won't get an answer. How about this one? Somebody have grade A, which is 8, maybe 90%, and grade B, which is 80. 80% plus 90%. Well, that will give you an answer, but it doesn't make sense for that person. The same thing with interval data. So if you take this time, for example, temperature, 80 degrees plus 70 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, it will give you an answer. So, but that answer doesn't really make sense to you. Or I can say 80, let me use another one. 12 p.m. divided by 3 p.m. and you get the answer. That answer does not really, you can't just divide. If you divide, you get an answer. Okay, let me say something like this. Let's say that you're dealing with ordinal data. You get somebody that have a zip code of where I live, 21220 is Meadow River. Zip code of Baltimore City, part of Baltimore City. We are one college, I forgot what the name of that college is, 21215. Coppin State University is 21215. So if you add these two zip code, yeah, of course you get an answer, but that answer doesn't have any meaning. So you cannot do regular maths with other forms of measurement, types of data. But this particular data, the ratio data, this is the one we know. You can add them, you can subtract them, you can divide them, you can multiply them, and they will make sense. So ratio data has all the qualities of interval data, except that it has a true zero, an absolute zero, which means that if you have a business and you have no client, you have 0 client, that means you have no client. Whereas if the temperature is 0 degrees for interval data, it doesn't mean that there's no heat, there's still heat, just that it's 0 degrees. See? Interval data have no absolute value, but ratio data has absolute value. That's the difference. And examples of ratio data include things like weight, height, area, number of phone calls received, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, so let's look at designing a statistical study. First of all, you remember I mentioned at the beginning that statistics, what we do is to collect data, analyze data, interpret data. Now, before you can analyze that, you have to collect the data. In fact, you have to choose a target population first, then identify the variables of interest. That's where you want to focus. Okay? Then develop a detailed plan of how to collect data. Then collect the data. Describe the data using descriptive statistics. Then analyze and interpret the data. Okay? So that's what we do in statistics. Now, how do we collect data? So, data collection, there's, in statistics, we typically get them from data from two sources, through observational studies and through experiments. Now, I want you to study from here, read from slide 36 to slide okay, to slide 58, 36 to 58. I made them to be self-explanatory. When you read them, you're going to understand it. So that we can...
Can you repeat that? You said 36 to 58.
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
you can, I have it here, this is for you here. If once you log in, go to models. Can you see my
Okay.
hand?
Um, give
Can
me-
you, can you see right here on the left?
yes,
Yep.
yes.
If you click on that, models, it will bring you to model 1, which is week 1. You can see this PowerPoint right here. You can download it and then read from 36 to 58. I made it so self-explanatory. You're gonna understand it. So that we can. I want to show you examples that will be a guide for you for your classwork, which is due tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, sampling technique, how to collect samples in statistics. We have several methods we can use. First one is simple random sampling. Second one is stratified sampling. Third one is cluster sampling. Fourth one is systematic sampling. Now, this one actually, these four are the ones we are into. Let me remove this one because it's not. See, this one is the these four are probability sampling methods. Okay, so that's what they call it. The other one, sampling confidence sample, is not a probability, it's not a probability sampling method. Okay, now let's look at this. Let's start with the simple random sample. In this case, we select the sample in such a way that every member of the population have equal chance of being selected. And you can select the sample. You can select the sample using either, first of all, you give each member of the population a number. You can set them numbers. Just like when if you watch the TV for Mega Million results, you see all those balls, you are given the numbers. So when they hit the ball, they come out, your number will come out, or from somebody's number. The same thing here. If there are 2,000 people in that population or 2,000 cars, you give each car a number. You give each member of the sample of the population a number. You assign a number. So then after that, you can now generate the outcome. So if you want to select, let's say that you want to select 5 cars to study, and you have a total of 100 cars, you give them a number. You want to select it in such a way that each car in that group have equal chance of being selected, so that you reduce biasness. First of all, you give them the numbers. Then you can use a random number table to generate the 5 number that we will use to select the 5 cars. Or you can use a software program like Excel, which is what we'll be using in the class. Or you can use even a calculator can do that too. Then let me show you an example of this. I will use example that you can use for your classwork. Now, Excel make it faster. Let me open Excel and then okay. So I have this right here. Okay, good. Now, the one I will use to give you this example is this 50 states.
I'm sorry, I can't see nothing. It like your screen is frozen. I can
You
only see your Morgan account.
Just now?
Yeah, I can't see nothing. It's not moving for me.
Give me 1 minute. Okay. I can let me close this. Okay. 50 states. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'll open it up for you. Good. Okay, good. Now I can share this with you. So you can see it now, right?
Yeah, I can see it now. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is the example I will do. Your own example will be, for your classwork will be, I will show you where it is located. So look at the question. It says, suppose a researcher want to produce a TV show featuring in-depth interviews with state governors on the subject of capital punishment. Because of time constraints, the 60-minute program will have room for only 10 governors. The researcher wishes to select the governors at random. Using Excel, you are required to help the researcher by selecting a random sample of 10 states on the 50 states listed below. Look at the state listed below. Okay? So you are required to select 10 states at random in such a way that each state have equal chance of being selected. How do we do it? The command you use is this: run between 1, comma 50. Why 1? Because the state start from, first of all, you give the state the numbers. The first state was given the number Alabama 1. Second one was given the number 2, all the way to the 50 states. Then you use run between, starting from 1 to 50. If your population is 30, then you're gonna do run between 1, comma 30. If your population is 1,000, then you're gonna do equals run between 1, comma 1,000.
So that's the command that we use.
Yeah, use in Excel, yes. And
Okay.
remember to put the equal sign first before you put the command. So in my own case, I want to select 10 states because I want to interview the 10 governors, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to Excel. You see, I think I opened Excel. So yep, I think I opened. Okay, I think there's some pages I opened that are not. I shouldn't. So let me close this one. Okay. So I'm gonna open Excel. So if you don't have Excel in your computer, the school library have Excel. You can use that. And that one is free. Then public library have Excel. So there's places you can get Excel. Almost every computer has it anyway. If you have a laptop, you have it in your laptop. So let me make this bigger. Good. Think this is big enough. Now, so I want to select. Give me 1 minute. I'll share this with you. Okay, let me share it with you. I opened the Excel so you can see the Excel right here. Okay. Okay. Now, I want to select, if you remember, the question was to select 10 states from this list at random so that each state have equal chance of being selected. So what you're gonna do is, like I say, my own, we have 50 states, so I'm gonna use equals run between 1, comma 50. So I'm gonna do that. Go to my Excel. Where's my Excel? Okay, I'm gonna click on here. Okay. So I've got my Excel and I'm gonna share it with you. Okay. So I'm gonna put here equal. Okay, run between. Once you put that, it will pop out here. Double click on it. Run between them 1, comma 50. Okay. Then press the enter key. Then continue until dragging it until you get to 50 numbers. Okay. You can see under here is only 28, but we're not looking for 50. We're selecting only 10 numbers. So I'm gonna get back again to 10, not 50. 10. See, count. You can see here. It's like count 9. If you count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see that it's 9 here. So I'm gonna go one more. It is 10 number. And you notice that each time I drag it down, the numbers change. See? Each time I drag it down, the numbers change. So once you get your first list, stop. Okay? Now, and if you type something here, it will change again. Like if I type 6, I type, for example, this one.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
You cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. But can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you repeat what you said, please?
Yep. Okay. So now I think it's from my internet say something. Okay, what I'm trying to say that do you understand how we generate this? Or did you hear that part?
Yes, we heard that part.
Okay, good. Now, once you generate it using that formula, if you type anything in anywhere in this workbook, numbers will change. For example, if I type something, let's say I type N here, for example, see, it will change. So that's why once you get your first generate, if you generate a first number, use a piece of paper to write them down so that you know the number you selected. Okay. So now, let me do it again with a new number. Okay. I do equal, round between. If you pop out, double click, and then 1, 50. Okay. Then I click on number. You see this small box here. This small box, this tiny skinny box here. That's it. See my cursor is tick cross. Once I bring it close to this tiny, it will change to a skinny cross. At that point, you click, hold, and drag it down until you get the 10 numbers we're looking for. Okay. 10 numbers. For one more number, okay? You can see 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, I'm gonna use a pen to write the numbers out so that even if it changes, I know. Okay. And even if your own change, don't bother. Just as long as you write the numbers down, I will see. When I start grading, I will see it. I got 46. Okay. 21. 4. 26. Now, one number repeated itself. This 26. So we cannot use repetition. So I'm gonna go one more because I can only use one of them. Okay, it changed. Everything changed again. So I'm gonna start all over again. 21, 23, 28, 20, 4, 1, 19, 16, 31, 15, 34. 15 is enough because we need only 10 numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I have my numbers. Now I can go to the place where I'm supposed to type, choose the states, which is here. The first number I had, if you remember, the first two numbers I had is we have 21, 23. Okay. So I have here, I'm gonna write 21, 23, 21. And what state is 21? 21 is Massachusetts. Okay. All right. Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Yeah. So I'm gonna make it it's going to be Time New Romance. I mean font size 12. I think I didn't spell it well. Okay. Now next number I had was, if you remember, it is 23. So, and you can see after that you have 28 and 20. So let me just list them out on that page. I got, next number I have is 23. The other one is 28. The other one is 20. So for 23, the state, that name is Minnesota. Okay. Minnesota. 28. The state with that number is Nevada. Okay. And 20. The state with that number is Maryland. I'm going to share this video with you so you can have all this. You can watch it again. And I made a video on this anyway. The next one is in my numbers after 2020 is I got 4, 1, 19, 16, 31, 15. So let me list them down and then put the states that they correspond to. So I got 4. I got 1. I got 19. I got 16. So 4. 4 is the state that has that number is Arkansas. Okay. Right. So I choose Arkansas. Okay. Then 1 is Alabama. Okay. Alabama. 19 is Maine. You can see that each of them have equal chance. No state is favored. They all have equal chance. So it's all Maine. Okay. The next one is 16. Kansas. Kansas. So then my next number will be after 16, I got 31. And 31 belongs to New Mexico. New Mexico. Then next one is 15, which is Iowa, state of Iowa. See? Now see how I selected 10 states. Then for you, you save this. I mean, this one is mine. You're not gonna do this one. The one I'm gonna show you the one you're gonna do for your classwork. But this one so, but I'm just showing you, telling you how to do it. You save the Word document, and you also save the Excel document and submit both of them for grading. So even if when you save it, even if these numbers change, don't worry, you already have them in the Word document. So submit both of them. So when I'm grading this, I'll click on your answer here. It will show me the work that is done here. Then I'll give you a credit. So don't go and start typing numbers and submitting for credit, because I'll find out. You have to generate it. When I click on each answer here, it will show me the formula you used and what you did. So you are submitting 2 things: the spreadsheet and the Word document.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When you go to the assignments on where it's due, it doesn't show that sheet that you had of all the states listed. It only shows the video. That's the only link that's there.
If you go to modules, you're talking about modules, you have to go to modules.
You have to go to modules.
Then see the classwork right here, and you click on it.
Yeah, you see the classwork 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
It only shows the video. It doesn't show the actual paper.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it right now. So it says here, download your classwork here. See what it said? So I'm gonna put it right there now. So I'm gonna insert it. Document, upload document.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Mr. How do you say Ojin?
Yes.
Can you please go back a few steps? I'm not sure if it was my Wi-Fi or yours, but I got kicked out for about a minute or two. The last thing I heard you say was we were going to have our own assignment based on the whole example that you just did with Excel. I heard the entirety of that. I just didn't hear what you said after that.
But you saw the one I did Excel, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the example I did, you saw.
Yes.
Okay, good. So what as I did it, what I was saying was that you submit the both file, the Excel part and the Word document. Did you hear that part?
No, I did not hear that part.
Okay. So what give me 1 minute. Let me put this now. So now, before you ask me the question, that was the person, the guy that was asking me now is there now. Okay. I'll come to you, ma'am, in a minute. So when you click on it, you can see the one that you would do by this is one that you would do for medications. You have to select 15 per medication from this list using the method that I explained to you. So it's there now. Okay. Now, ma'am, back to you. I say when you finish this, can you hear me, ma'am? Hello?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good, excellent. So when you finish the selection and listed below, like below your work like this, you save this. Then you go to the one we did in Excel. You also save it and upload both of them under the classwork 1, which is where we submit it for grading. Now, what I was saying about that, once you have it, even if when you are saving this, even if the numbers here change, don't worry, because you already have them listed on the Word document and you have selected your medication already. So, but I'm gonna look at it to see if you actually did the work by clicking on your answers. When I click on your answer, it will show me the work date, and I'll give you a credit. Now, some students just go and type in some numbers and then submit. Now, let's say that I remove this, right? And I type in my numbers. 21, okay, 23, 23, 28, 20. In any case, all of them. Now, when I'm grading it, when I click on this, it will not show me any work done here. So in that case, you have a 0 for that. So you can't get credit for that. So you have to do it exactly the way I did it so I can get your credit, okay? After that, you upload it. Where do you upload the two documents? Log into your class in Canvas, click on Modules, okay? Then this is classwork 1. Click on that. The same place you downloaded it. This is your classwork 1. You can download it from here. The same place you downloaded, that's the place you submit it. So in your own end, it will show you the link where you can submit it under this place. Okay? Hello? Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, good.
We can hear you.
So now, to round up, I have shown you how to do simple random sampling. Now, for stratified sampling, in stratified sampling, all you do is divide the population into the target population into groups that we call strata or stratum. One group is stratum, then several is stratum. Then from each group, you select a random sample and study. For example, let's say that you want to study the number of people that lives in Baltimore City. You want to study them. You are interested in the maybe your interest is to find the per capita income of the resident of Baltimore City. So you can divide them into the group. First group can be, you can divide them into group according to the towns in the Baltimore City. We have Canton, we have Federal Hill, we have what's the name? Gwynn Oak. You can divide according to those towns, pick town. Then select from each group, select maybe 30 people. So each town becomes a stratum. Or you can select them, let's say you can say, okay, low income, middle income, high income. You can divide it that way. But you won't know until you go and collect the sample with, inside. So that means you will divide them into groups that we call strata. And from each strata or each stratum, you select sample and study. We call it stratified sampling method. For cluster sample, the same thing. You divide the target population into groups. But the difference between the cluster sample and the stratified sampling, in stratified sample, you select sampling method. You divide them into groups. Okay. Then from each group, you select a sample, not all of them, just a sample from each group. But in cluster sample, you divide them into groups. Now you select maybe one cluster or two clusters, then study every member in that two clusters that you selected. For example, let's say that you want to study the the per capita income in Baltimore City. You can divide the city into 5 zones, then select only 2 zones and interview everybody in those 2 zones. That we call a cluster sample. So then the next one is a systematic sampling. In this case, you choose a starting point at random, and then you study every care member of the population. What do I mean by care? Okay, your care might be, you can choose, okay, let's say that my care is, let's say if your care is say 10, you select the building in the city that have the addresses, let's say 5 Carey Street. Then you knock at the door, interview the people living in 5 Carey Street. Next street, you add, that means 15th Carey Street. The other one now become 25 Carey Street. Just like that. We call it systematic sampling method. Now, convenient sampling method, I don't even want to use it because it is convenient. It is not, that is the method that those that collect political polls use. And as a matter of fact, this thing, there's a magazine that that in the 30s that went out of business because they collected the wrong information and made a prediction about who will win the presidency. But Gallup didn't do that. Gallup went from randomized the population very, very well. Interviewed both the rich and the poor, and they said that Franklin D. Roosevelt will win, and eventually Franklin. I think that magazine, it is called. Let me show if I can pull it from here. It is called Literary Digest. Literary Digest went out of business for doing a wrong poll. Okay, let me see if I can share this with you. It is called Literary Digest. What is my this is right here. Go. Literary Digest went bankrupt because of bad political poll results. Maybe you can read it. Yep, you can. So I think that's one of these. Yep, it's here. See? See, when we get the time, you can read it. What happened is that I think I have this written somewhere. Anyway, but you can read, you can research it. This magazine was very popular in the 30s. So during the presidential election of that time, their poll was saying that the other contestants, who is a Republican, will win. And how did they get their data? They collected data from telephone directories and from their subscribers. Okay. So based on that, they predicted that the other candidate, I forgot his name, will win the presidential election that year. Now, but Gallup started the polling company that time. Now, remember, in the 30s, how many people have telephones? Only the rich, and most of them are Republican. And then, not only that, in the 30s, it is the people that have money that will subscribe to a magazine like the Literary Digest. So their analysis was biased in favor of the rich. But we have more. How many people are rich in those days? Very few people are rich. Majority are not rich. So Gallup went door to door, interviewed several people, and then predicted that Franklin D. Roosevelt will win, and he won. Because of that, nobody trusts Literary Digest anymore. People start buying it, and they went out of business. So that will show you how, if you may use the wrong data, make the bad prediction, you might lose out. Anyway, we call them convenience sample because they are collected at the convenience of the researcher. Let me give you a typical example. Let me come back to bring it close to you. Example of a convenience sample. Have you ever, when you called your cable company or your phone company or even any company, customer service, and they'll ask you, can you do a survey for us after this call? That is a good example of convenience sample because they are collecting it at their convenience. So you might not represent the true population of customers they have. Another example, I have some examples on the screen here, where a college student is doing a temp project and want to know the average consumption of soda in the college town on Friday night. So he might just call some of his classmates and ask them. Only your classmate does not truly represent the population of the student in the campus. So any conclusion you will make based on that will be biased. Okay? Anyway, any question before we round up? Any question before we round up, guys? Hello?
No.
All right, then. I have your names already on my list.
Yeah,
So
I got
them dance, and then I will see you guys on Tuesday again. Okay?
Alrighty, I wanted to ask. Can you hear me?
Have a nice day.
Yes.
Have a nice day.
You too. Yeah, somebody said you want to ask me a question, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. So Here and there, my
What's your name,
connection was
sir?
cutting out. I
What's
wanted
your name?
Denham.
Okay, he said, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask because I saw you were recording. I wanted to know if you were sending this recording out or not yet, just so I could refollow because some of the things were cutting out in and out while while the session was going on.
I didn't hear you very well. Something fell and I couldn't hear it. Say it again, sir.
So I was just saying the session was cutting in and out for me. I don't know if my connection was bad. I was wondering if you were publishing the recording today or later, maybe next week.
Yeah, you want the recording for this, right?
Yeah, because throughout the explanation of how, just using the RAN command function, my internet was going in and out. And I was following, but I just wanted to make sure I got all the steps.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna upload this video for the class. Also, I have I'll have this you can go to YouTube when you get a chance. For example, YouTube. Just when you go there, type my name. I have another recorded session for this lecture that you can watch. Just type my name.
Okay.
Type my name and you step Urge, and then you bring a list of all the videos I made on. And if this is one you want to watch, you can just say then you can type in. I think I see the introduction to statistics. Okay. Statistics. Yep.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Can you see what I wrote?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So you can see.
Yep, I already took screenshots. I see it.
Yeah. So now start watching from the one I made recently, like the one I made last year. Because that
Okay.
that one will be better for you. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, sure. You're welcome.
I also have a question.
All right. Have a blessing.
You too.
I also have
Who has a question?
me. I was just do you have the assignment due today? Is it due today or is it due tomorrow?
Tomorrow it's supposed to be due today, but since we you have to do it at home, so just submit it. If you finish it today, submit it today. If you finish it tomorrow, submit it today. Submit it tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Have a nice day.
Excuse me, sir.
Thank you. You too. Have a
did you take attendance?
Yes, I have the name. What's your name?
Jair Richards.
Oh yeah, I joined a little late. My name is.
When you guys were coming in, that's when I was checking your name. So I have it here already.
Oh, you got me present.
Yeah, I have it here.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
You have me on there as well. I just want to make sure. My name is
Who?
Erica, ERYKKA.
What's your last name?
Oh, Mick Alexander, MC Alexander.
Yeah, I have it. As you guys are coming in, I was writing down here.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. Do you have mine as well? It's Lily.
Nevia, right? I have it.
Yes. Already. Okay. Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Me too. All right. Let's see.